So Kev, it's a quick turnaround to face Eastleigh on Tuesday night. How have the lads recovered from what was a tough game, but also a long journey as well, and a late travel back home?
Yeah, I think the whole week was a long one. Obviously Bath last weekend, Tuesday night was a late one back, and obviously Saturday as well. So listen, it's important that they rested up, and we're okay for training today. And as you say, quick turnaround. But looking forward to the game. I think when you're in decent form and in a decent place, you want the game to come around quick, and it's the case for tomorrow night.
And finally, back at Roots Hall, nice to get back in front of our own fans for the first time this year.
Yeah, listen, I think it's obviously with the postponements, etc. It seems like a long time, so it's nice to be back there. We want to continue our decent form, and be ready to perform, and let's be positive, get after the opposition, and try and make it difficult for the opposition teams whenever they come to Roots Hall, as we try and do.
Yeah, and like you said, it's 4 games without defeat, 3 wins and a good point on Saturday. Is that, like you say, a good springboard to take into not just tomorrow night, but the next few weeks even? Yeah,
listen, I think we spoke with the players about just focusing on the next game, because they're going to come so thick and fast, and it's important that we're disappointed Saturday not to come away with 3 points. I think that's the important thing to say. So we want to back that up and make a performance that's worthy of winning the game, and hopefully we can do that.
And it's busy schedules, a lot of travel involved with that. Yeah. Coming after tomorrow, I know you're just focusing on tomorrow night, but does that come into your thinking when you're sort of not trying to manage squads and the load of the players?
Yeah, as to a little bit. Not so much in terms of what's coming forward, in terms of who's played what last week. Heavy pitch at Bath, obviously a tough game Saturday. 1 or 2 bumps and bruises. So it's seeing how they all are today, and picking the best team possible to win a game.
And if selected, Harry Taylor could make his 150th appearance for the club tomorrow night as well, which richly deserved for his consistency. What do you put that sort of down to? The performance is such a high level that he gets to.
Yeah, listen, unbelievable. Harry's so consistent, model professional, and been outstanding for us. Especially since he's gone back into that defence. The attributes he possesses, ideal for the role, really. And just how he is as a person. He's low maintenance, high output. Everything a manager wants. In someone who plays so regular. And touch wood, that continues. And he's many more appearances.
Cheers, thank you, Kev.
Thank you.
Injury-wise, how's Harry Carbo after the weekend?
Yeah, just had a tightening of his calf, which we hope wasn't too bad. We'll give him every chance, of course, but we'll have to be careful if there's anything there.
And Leon as well, so he had to come off his hamstring.
Felt a tightening of his hamstring, so we have to be careful with him and see where he's at. With the two of them are very similar in terms of getting as close to the game Tuesday night as possible.
Was Nathan Ralph right? He seemed to take a bit of a whack and sort of go down and get whacked again. Was he okay? Or
Yeah, he got a whack in the head. That's why he went down and then got the ball put in him. But yeah, he's okay in terms of just got a whack on it, and he's able to train.
Yeah, and just spoken to Andrew Dallas, and he's sort of linked up with Harry Carbo, and it's about getting him back up to speed. He's got the makings of a good partnership if they can get those games together and stay fit. Yeah,
we think so, and I think they should complement each other, along with the other forwards we got. Who can all, play their part, and when you get your chance, they've got to grab the shirt. With the forwards, and we want someone to take off. But yeah, Dallo's, as you said, getting back up to speed again after a period of time out, and he's had 2 good games this week, and he's getting stronger and stronger with it.
Yeah, I think we're past the cut-off now, aren't we, for them to be able to recall him? So how nice is it to know that you've got him for the rest of the season?
Yeah, brilliant. Listen, I think if you speak to him, probably says he really enjoys his time here, and likewise, brilliant round the place, and listen, he's a goal scorer, wants to score goals, and even though he didn't score, he still got chances the weekend and has done this season, and I'm sure the goals will start coming again.
And what's the latest on the search of bringing in a goalkeeper on loan?
Yeah, I hope to try and get one in on loan. Hopefully for Tuesday night. We always want 2 good keepers, and that's always the case.